This might be the best photo I've taken all year, and I almost missed it entirely. Before we dive into how this photo came to be, I'm going to take a step back and talk you through the day itself, because I set out with an entirely different project in mind, but the end result was something far better than what I set out to find in the first place. That morning, I packed my camera bags with the intention of going to one of Cayman's smaller districts, Bodden town, which is renowned for its seaside quaint village vibe, more traditional styled Cayman homes, and overall has an atmosphere of just quiet island living compared to some of the other spots on the island. I was going out hoping to find inspiration for some street photography and actually wanted to explore the ideology behind what street photography actually is and what it means to different people. Most people think of street photography, they think of Tokyo, New York, London, large cities with gritty, rustic streets, lots of people, lots of architecture, and endless opportunities to take creative shots. Living on a small island, I often feel like I can't achieve any of that with the location I'm in, and that's what I set out to disprove to mostly myself and conquer this fear of not being able to shoot street photography in the Cayman Islands. After about an hour or so of walking around and shooting a few things, I just really wasn't finding the inspiration I was hoping for that day. And I think it has a lot to do with just the mood I was in. And at that point, I packed it all up and called it quits. And as I was on my way driving home, a storm just so happened to be rolling in off the coast, which ironically mirrored how I was feeling at the time. As I drove past one of my favorite spots, cameras packed up, I decided to open up my camera bags and take a quick landscape shot at a spot on the south side of the island. Watching this dark, cloudy, stormy sky roll in definitely started to get me feeling a little bit more excited, and I figured maybe I would actually be able to get a couple of shots out of the day after all. But the day wasn't done giving back to me yet. As I stood at the base of the dock, snapping away a couple of photographs, someone who was packing up fishing for the day started to approach me, and little did I know it was actually somebody that I already knew. I'd actually shot him in a commercial a number of years ago and had been meaning to try and get in touch with him to take his portrait, as he just has so much character. Dennis and I got talking. He agreed to let me take a couple of shots of him, and we spent a bit of time talking about the photo shoot and how, since the video shoot that we had done a number of years ago, he actually had a number of other opportunities being in front of the camera and had developed a bit of his own following and local fame. I pulled out the Fujifilm X100VI, quickly snapped off a few shots. The great thing about Dennis is because he's been in front of the camera before, he knew exactly what to do and what not to do. Instead of looking directly into the camera and cracking a smile, his instinct was to look off towards the storm and allow me to just capture him taking a moment to reflect. And that's exactly what I did, and I'm so thrilled with the photo that I got. So if there's anything to take away from this video, is to maybe every now and again stop trying to chase inspiration, but just put yourself in situations where inspiration can naturally come to you. I always keep a camera on me just in case a moment like this happens, and it's always paid off. You know, I arguably live in a pretty epic location. Living on a small Caribbean island, smack bang in the center of the Caribbean, is definitely not a bad place to be taking photographs every day. But I think that as creators, as photographers, as artists, we all probably fall into the same trap of getting so used to our surroundings that they kind of become slightly uninspiring, right? And so this particular moment that I experienced with Dennis the fisherman, and the portrait that I was able to get from it, is a nice reminder to me that maybe it's not so much about location, it's about allowing yourself to be open and accepting of the unexpected. And so when I think about exploring the idea of whether or not street photography is a viable thing in the Cayman Islands, I've kind of answered my own question, as this idea of being open to the unexpected is really exactly what street photography is about, and I think you can apply that anywhere. I hope you were able to take some inspiration from this video. Drop a comment below, let me know where you're from. I'd love to know more about what kind of roadblocks you guys face, what stumps your creativity, but also what gets you inspired to go back out there and shoot more. For me, it's definitely moments like these, and I think going forward, I just need to put myself in situations where I'm allowing them to happen more frequently. And to do that, I can't be sat in here making videos all the time. I need to be out there shooting. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.